Hey folks, hope that you're doing well. We have the video camera rolling today so that I can introduce you to one of my new favorite companies, and that company is Chatbooks. I have 4 of them here in my hand. It probably took me about a minute to create all of these books because all I did was link Chatbooks to my Instagram account, and every 60 images I post on Instagram, it will send me one of these beautiful books. And by beautiful, I do mean beautiful. We'll see if the camera can focus on this image here. Hopefully it does. Great print quality, great feel for the paper, great feel for the cover. And I won't get into all that, but folks, I'll say that this is the way to create photo books. You can tell Chatbooks to link up to your Instagram photos, your Facebook photos, your favorites folder on your phone, even custom books, which we'll get into. But folks, I'm telling you, if you're a parent or you have a job, you don't have time to make custom photo books. You don't have time to scrapbook. You don't have time to do any of that stuff. So if you don't have a job or if you're not a parent, then by all means keep making custom photo books. Otherwise, you just need them to ship them to you so that you can hold on to what matters without lifting a finger. And these are really great, fun books. My kids have loved looking through them. We got back from vacation with 1,000 things to do. My wife sat down on the couch and looked at these for 20 minutes. So that tells you something right there. Now there's one exception. There's a time of the year when you might need to make a custom photo book, and I found myself in that exact same scenario this morning. And so I actually turned to Chatbooks, the same company, to make a custom photo book as a present for my parents and Julie's parents. So I'm going to turn to the computer here and show you just how you can do that and how simple it is in Chatbooks to do that. I'm going to walk you step by step through every portion of the process. So we'll turn there and hope that this helps. Okay, so I'm here in Lightroom with some images that I took just a couple months ago of the kiddos. And the goal here is to take some of these photos and make it into a photo book for my parents and for Julie's parents for a Christmas gift. So I've done all the editing. I've got them to where they're looking good. And by the way, if you're not using Lightroom to edit the pics that you take on your fancy camera, especially if you're shooting in RAW, you need to go ahead and jump on the bandwagon. It'll make your edits a lot quicker and very powerful. I mean, you can really make them look good quickly. And so, by the way, I'm just thinking of it now too, we're opening up the Lightroom fix here in just a couple weeks. But I don't want to go off on that tangent. The goal here is to get some of these printed as a Christmas gift. So what I did after I was done editing, I went through and gave these a star rating for if I wanted them to be included in the book or not. So anything 3 stars and above, I want to include in the book. So you can see I have 133 photos from the session. But I'm going to choose 3 stars or higher, and that limits it down to 70. So that's good. Got rid of some of the redundant ones and some ones that I didn't want to keep in there. And there are a lot that are very similar. But as parents and grandparents, we like all the little nuanced expressions. So I'm going to go ahead and include a lot of pictures. By the way, you can include 30 to 60 images by default, and that's all for a flat fee of $12. But you can actually include up to something like 360 images or 365, some crazy number of images in your custom chat book. And it's $1 every extra 6 images. So this is only going to cost an extra couple bucks, so I'm just going to leave it at 70. I'm going to select all of these pictures and I'm going to export them as JPEGs ready to print. I'll tell you what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to choose a new folder, and since I might be doing this often, I'm going to say Chatbooks Custom. That's for Chatbooks Custom Book, and I'm going to choose that folder. Then I'm going to rename to a custom sequence. I'll do Shultz and then a 4-digit number. And I'll come down here, leave it JPEG. sRGB is a good bet, very safe for your printers out there, and 100 quality, no image resizing. I'm going to sharpen for matte paper standard. So all that looks good, no watermarking or anything like that. I'm going to add this as a preset. You don't have to do this. I'm just going to do that, so therefore next time I want to do a custom chat book, so I'll just click that, and all of these options will be saved. And so I will export, and it will export all of these 70 images into that folder. I'll meet you back when it's done. Okay, it just finished up. I'm going to verify. I'll go to my Finder. You can see 70 images here in that folder that we just created. So I'm going to hop over here to Chrome now. So you can do this straight from your computer, which will make a lot of you happy. I'm just going to click Get Started. And I'm going to do just a book here. By the way, you can do these gift books, which are really cool. They have these illustrations with it. But for now, I'm actually just going to do a custom book with just the pictures. And I'm going to choose this option right here. And you can see drag photos here to add or click upload. Well, since I already have them right here, I'll just select them all and drag them right in there. And you'll see that they should start adding. Yep, and you can see them down here. They're starting to add one at a time right down here. And okay, it looks like they have them all ready to roll here. Click Create Book, and it says book title is required. Whoops, forgot to do that. I'll do the Shultz's Fall 2016. You can see that kind of popped up. I was kind of testing this out a little bit ago. So I will be satisfied with that, and then click Create Book. And now you see this little progress bar as it is resizing images and doing all that kind of good stuff. And so it essentially is creating your book out of all these images. And so give it a few minutes, and I will meet you back then. Okay, all those images have been processed, so this is the next page. As you can see, you could share this book, options, change title, add contributors, book settings, order this book. For now, I'm going to click on it and peek inside. So you come here and turn it. I was hoping this wouldn't happen. So one little suggestion here for Chatbooks would be to order these either by date or by file name. Somebody kind of put a custom file name in there to try and get it to order it that way. And I don't think, if I go back here and go to options, maybe there's a settings that would allow me to do that. Show date created, no. So there's no sort of setting to where it will go in order, which isn't a huge deal. I do know that if it's like the other ones, you can, for example, click and drag. So you can reorder them, which is cool. But of course, I would just love if they were actually in order, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have some pictures of Kirby here and then some of the family and then some of Kirby down here and then so on and so forth. One here. So it kind of randomized them, but it doesn't really make sense in this case. So I'm going to have to spend just a few minutes dragging these around into somewhat of an order, and that won't take long, but I'm going to have to do it nonetheless. One question here is, what about the crop, the square crop? Actually, the book itself, if you click Preview, will not have a square crop. It'll actually just be the full image, the full crop, so something like this. So I'm actually going to go back and choose my cover image. For that, I'll just do one of the three kids. Probably this one, like make cover. And then it'll give you a chance to reposition it. So I will go right there. Love that. Done. So now you see we have a new cover. So that's good. Now I'm going to go ahead and rearrange these a little bit, sliding back and forth, and then I'll meet you when I'm all done. Okay, I have all of my rearranging complete. It did take me about 5 minutes because you have to click and drag one image at a time. You can't select multiple images and move them around. And so if there's one little gripe or one little thing that I wish we could maybe get in the future, would be an option to order them by date or by file name. Thinking also things for like vacation and weddings, it would make sense for them to be in order of time and not necessarily randomized. So at any rate, it's done, and the next thing I just want to do is just preview the book. So I'll click Preview, and I'll see my cover image is looking good, and just one simple image per page, which is exactly how I wanted it, and I just love that it's nice and simple and will stand the test of time. So I think we're all good. The last thing to do, well, you can preview the spine. That looks good. The last thing to do would be click Order This Book. I'm not going to show you that because it's going to show up my ship to address and all that kind of stuff, my credit card number and all that stuff. So I won't do that last step, but that's just where you get to choose the quantity, if you want a hardcover, all that kind of stuff, your payment method, and then you click Go, and they will be on your doorstep a few days later. So that is what we have. I know that my parents are going to love it. I know that I'll obviously order an extra one for Julie. We'll love it. And I can't speak highly enough about Chatbook. So that's how you do a quick custom one, and hope that it helps.